Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Many people often ask me, do I think the shooter scene is dead? Especially with the lack of current gen games coming out in the future. The shooter genre is very much still alive. Steam is a fantastic example of this. But there's a few things that have been happening in the last few weeks that have really tickled my fancy. So here's a little bit of shooting news that I find quite interesting. If you're a fan of obviously shooters and you visit the forums, you'll know all this stuff. But it's if you're not, it's well worth checking this out. So let's go. First up is quite a big development in the emulation scene. I'm sure we have all used MAME and more importantly Hyperspin in the past. Although many will argue Groovy MAME is better, there's no denying Hyperspin is a really cool front end. The biggest headache for us shooters fans who have a vertical monitor in our cabs is tilting your head to shuffle through the game menus though. Well, two guys have answered this call and created HyperTate, a vertical specific front end that is heavily focused on shooters. The guys have put a huge number of platforms into this, from the usual suspects all the way to my favourite, the Tahoo project. Definitely one to have set up on your cab if you have a vertical setup. A link to Darren's YouTube page for more info can be found in the description box. Please check it out guys, it's well worth all the hard work that these two guys have put into it. Next is a bit of a touchy subject, as repo games are a love 'em or hate 'em project. I won't go into it here, but we've all seen the Mega Drive and SNES carts knocking around for a little while now. One thing you don't see though is PC Engine reproductions. Well, thankfully, due to the guys at Turbo Reproductions, you now can. I can't even imagine how they've managed to reproduce few cards, but they look pretty awesome. They can do Turbo Graphics and PC Engine cards, they come in white or black, they can pretty much do every game. Considering the top tier shooters for the system have rocketed in price recently, they make a great alternative. They even come in a cool little custom box. If you want more info, including how to order, check out their Facebook page. Right, Steam really is the home of some top shooters at the moment, and one of the best on there was XenoHell. Well, good news for us is XenoHell has just had a sequel release called ZenodyneR. Basically everything that was great about the first game has been improved upon. The game itself plays a lot like Judgment Silversword. It's fast paced, frantic action with the emphasis on keeping the score high. You have several ships to pick from, and one neat thing is the ability to pick an easy or a harder route through each level. The game also has an unlock tree now, which the more you play, the more extras you could get, like continues and such. The game also has plans to add a caravan mode in the future. I personally love a caravan mode, so this will be good to see. It's currently on green light on Steam, so well worth thumbing up if you enjoy that type of game. Details in the description box. And speaking of Steam, a shooter which is set for release next year is Xydonia. Xydonia has just started a Kickstarter to help them get the game made quicker, and I wholeheartedly recommend backing it. The game looks fantastic. Nice thick graphics, a rocking soundtrack, multiple paths, custom loadouts and multiple characters. It really does look the business. So many games go down the Dodonpachi route, which is a vertical oriented game. It's really nice to see a nice classic horizontal game. Hopefully it can give Thunder Force a run for its money. There are various backing options on their Kickstarter page, with even a possibility of a current gen release if they reach enough money. Well worth checking out guys, link in the description.
Skycurser, a video arcade game that puts you in the cockpit of the world's most advanced fighter jet, destroying bloodthirsty mutants from outer space. See also. Skycurser, only in the arcade. Die.
Anybody that says shoot 'em ups are a dying genre obviously never told this next lot. All these PC shooters are great and all, but shooters belong in the arcade, and that is exactly where you will find Skycurser. It is utter madness to think about making an arcade only game nowadays, but Skycurser is just that. The game looks like a Neo Geo game on steroids. Super fast action, some awesome splatter effects, and some of the best enemies seen for a long time. Developed by three guys, Skycurser has been released in America in very limited areas to allow the public to play it. They have plans to sell the PCB to the public eventually, and I think this is fantastic. To be able to buy a new PCB with arcade flyers and that today is just stuff of dreams. Hopefully enough people show interest and then we can maybe get a machine over here in Britain, as it would be fantastic to check out the game in this country. Check out their Facebook page for arcade locations in America. And finally, we have a Mega Drive game. Anatrex is a horizontal scroller that has been in development for a few years now. The game did look quite promising despite some slow and empty levels, but this was an alpha build. The last video to appear made the game look a lot faster and a lot more intense. The game reminds me a lot of Arrow Flash, also on the Mega Drive. In that game you could change your ship into a mech at any given moment. Unfortunately, not much has been heard from the team for months now, and I'm not sure what is happening with this game. It is a shame, as it would be good to see a new Mega Drive game, especially if it came with the same packaging detail as Pure Solar did on Magic Girl. There you go guys, there's just some of the shooter news that's been happening lately. I'm getting quite excited about some of the games coming out now, especially Xydonia. Please spend your time to go donate some cash. It's only $5 I think for the basic package. And by no means is the shooter genre dead and buried. Take it easy guys, thanks for watching this video and I'll see you next time.